no plan, no progress. Listen carefully, because what I am about to share with you could change the course of your life forever. You see, so many people wander through life hoping, wishing, and praying for success, yet they fail to understand a simple truth: no plan, no progress. If you do not know where you are going, if you do not have a map, if you do not chart a course, then every effort you make is wasted energy. Imagine sailing on the ocean without a compass. You may move, you may even drift for days, but you will never reach your destination. The same is true in life. Success is not a matter of luck. Success is a matter of strategy, of planning, of purpose. Without a plan, your dreams remain dreams and your goals remain distant illusions. Now listen to me, every person who has achieved greatness, every person who has left a mark on this world, did not stumble into success by accident. They had a plan, they knew their destination. They prepared for the storms, they calculated the risks, and they executed with precision. If you want progress, you must first have clarity. Clarity comes from planning. Let me tell you something that most people don't realize: planning is not about writing a long list of tasks or filling your calendar with busy work. Planning is about defining your life's vision, setting achievable goals, and creating a roadmap that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. And here is the secret: the more detailed your plan, the faster your progress. Think about your life for a moment. How many opportunities have you lost because you were unprepared? How many dreams died in the corners of your mind because you never wrote them down, because you never took the time to design your success? You cannot expect results if you do not have a plan. Action without direction is just motion. Motion is not progress. And the tragedy is, most people confuse motion for progress. They work hard but go nowhere. They run but they do not move forward. They are busy but they are not productive. Now, hear me clearly. Your plan is your bridge between today and tomorrow. It turns intention into action, vision into reality, and desire into achievement. If you want to go faster, if you want to reach higher, if you want to create a life that matters, you must sit down and plan. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for inspiration. Start where you are. Start with what you have and create a plan that aligns with your purpose. And let me challenge you even further: review your plan daily. Adjust it when necessary, but never abandon it. Commitment to your plan is commitment to your own growth. Most people give up because they do not see immediate results. But let me tell you something: progress compounds over time. Small, consistent steps taken every day, guided by a plan, will eventually lead you to greatness. So I am asking you today, take ownership of your life. If you want to be different tomorrow, you must plan differently today. No plan means no progress. No plan means you are at the mercy of circumstance. No plan means you are drifting aimlessly in the sea of life. But with a plan, you become the captain of your destiny. With a plan, you can navigate storms. With a plan, you can transform your dreams into tangible results. Remember this: the world is filled with talentless people who are successful and brilliant people who never realize their potential. The difference is always planning. Those who plan progress. Those who do not remain stagnant. The choice is yours. Will you drift, or will you design? Will you wish, or will you work with purpose? Your life is too valuable to leave to chance. Your dreams are too precious to let them fade. Take this moment as a turning point. Start today. Write your plan. Define your goals. Commit to your vision. Execute relentlessly. Review, refine, and persist. Your future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. And when you create it with clarity, with purpose, and with a plan, there is nothing that can stop you. Remember, no plan means no progress, but a plan executed with passion will make you unstoppable. Clarity is power, and this is one of the most misunderstood truths in life. People wander through their days like sleepwalkers, reacting to situations, drifting along with circumstances, hoping that somehow things will work out. But life does not reward hope alone. Life rewards vision. Clarity is the lens through which you see your purpose. It is the difference between standing in a fog and walking on a well-lit path. When you have clarity, you know exactly where you are going. Without it, every step you take could lead you further from your destination. Imagine a young man who wants to start a business. He has ambition, he has energy, he has ideas, but he does not take the time to define what kind of business he wants, who his customers are, or what problem he is solving. He wakes up each day, works tirelessly, yet at the end of the month, he finds no growth. He wonders why success eludes him. The reason is simple: he lacks clarity. He is working, yes, but he is not moving in a focused direction. Contrast this with a young woman who dreams of becoming a teacher. She sits down, writes a detailed plan which school she will teach in, the subjects she will focus on, the skills she needs to acquire, the certifications she must earn. Every action she takes is aligned with her clear vision. Every effort compounds toward a defined outcome. Clarity gives her power because she is no longer at the mercy of chance. She is navigating life with purpose. Clarity transforms confusion into confidence. Think of a man waking up at 5 in the morning, lost in his thoughts, unsure what to do with his day. He checks social media, scrolls through messages, drifts into tasks that feel urgent but are not important. He ends the day exhausted, frustrated, feeling that he accomplished nothing. Now imagine the same man waking up with clarity. He knows the first 3 things he must do to move closer to his goal. He knows which tasks are distractions and which are investments. His day flows with intention. Clarity eliminates wasted effort and channels energy toward meaningful action. It is the difference between a ship tossed by waves and a ship guided by a skilled captain who knows the coordinates of the destination. Clarity is not just about knowing what you want. It is about understanding why you want it. A young woman might say, I want to be rich. But why? Is it for freedom, for security, for recognition, or for the ability to give back to her community? When you define the why, your actions gain depth and resilience. Setbacks no longer deter you because you are anchored to a purpose larger than momentary obstacles. Clarity of purpose gives you the strength to endure storms and the courage to persevere when the path seems impossible. Think about everyday decisions. When you go to the grocery store without a list, you end up buying items you do not need, spending money you did not plan to, and still forgetting what was truly important. Clarity in your shopping is as simple as a list. Clarity in life is as profound as a vision. It guides you, informs your choices, and prevents unnecessary detours. Clarity turns confusion into strategic action. It turns hesitation into confidence. Clarity is also about understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Many people pursue goals without ever examining what they are truly good at or where they need help. They imitate others, chase trends, or follow the crowd. They end up frustrated because their efforts are misaligned with their natural abilities. When you gain clarity about who you are, what you value, and what you can contribute, you harness a power that no external circumstance can diminish. You stop fighting yourself and start moving in harmony with your own potential. Consider a student preparing for exams. Without clarity, they study everything hoping something will stick. They cram last minute, overwhelmed by information, stressed by pressure, unsure which topics matter most. With clarity, the student identifies the subjects they must master, prioritizes study time, and focuses on understanding key concepts. Stress transforms into confidence, and effort transforms into results. Clarity in thinking changes outcomes, and the same principle applies to every area of life: relationships, career, personal growth, financial management, and health. Clarity also affects relationships. Imagine someone in a toxic friendship or an uncertain romantic relationship. Without clarity, they compromise values, waste energy, and suffer silently. When clarity enters, they see the truth of the situation. They recognize what is healthy and what is not. Clarity empowers them to make choices that protect their well-being and honor their purpose. It is the lens that exposes illusions, reveals opportunities, and prevents regret. The most inspiring leaders, the most successful entrepreneurs, and the most fulfilled individuals all share this trait. They are clear about what they want, why they want it, and how they will achieve it. Clarity eliminates fear because uncertainty is the root of hesitation. Clarity provides confidence because knowing your destination allows you to navigate challenges with precision. Clarity turns ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. Every day, you are faced with decisions, distractions, and challenges. Clarity acts like a compass in the chaos. Without it, you are reactive, responding to life, caught in its storms. With clarity, you are proactive, creating life, steering with purpose. The question is not whether clarity is valuable. The question is, why would you live without it? Why would you allow confusion to dictate your future when the power to direct your life is within your grasp? Clarity is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It transforms ordinary people into visionaries, dreamers into achievers, and intentions into reality. Even in the smallest moments, clarity is power. When you know what you must do, procrastination fades. When you know your priorities, distractions lose their hold. When you know your destination, fear diminishes because you are guided by a vision greater than temporary obstacles. Clarity does not just change what you do, It changes who you are. It aligns your mind, heart, and actions toward meaningful achievement. It is the foundation upon which every success is built. Planning converts dreams into action. And yet, so many people spend their lives dreaming without ever doing. They wake up every morning thinking about the life they want, the car they want to drive, the house they want to live in, the impact they want to make, and then they go about their day without a plan. Imagine a young woman who dreams of opening her own bakery. She talks to friends. She scrolls through pictures of beautiful cakes. She even buys cookbooks, but she never sits down to figure out how to actually make it happen. She waits for inspiration. She waits for opportunity. She waits for the perfect moment. Meanwhile, her dream remains a thought in her mind, a wish that never touches reality. This is why planning is not optional. Planning is the bridge between what is in your mind and what can be in your hands. Think about a man who dreams of running a marathon. He wakes up inspired every morning, thinking, I want to be strong, I want to cross the finish line. But he does not plan his training schedule. He does not measure his endurance. He does not track his progress. He simply runs here and there, without a map, without structure, hoping that sheer desire will carry him across the finish line. A month later, he is exhausted, frustrated, and ready to quit. Now imagine another man with the same dream. He writes down a plan, how many miles to run each week, which muscles to strengthen, what diet to follow, which rest days to take. He tracks his performance, adjusts when necessary, celebrates small victories, and consistently moves forward. When race day comes, he crosses the finish line, not by luck, not by chance, but by intentional action guided by a plan. Planning transforms intention into measurable, achievable steps, and those steps turn dreams into reality. Planning is also about accountability. Imagine a student who dreams of getting top grades. If she simply wishes to excel, she may study randomly, follow her mood, or imitate classmates. Her grades fluctuate and frustration grows. If she plans, however, she allocates time for each subject, prioritizes the hardest topics, and sets milestones for review. Each night she asks herself, did I follow my plan today? This question keeps her accountable, turning hope into effort and effort into results. Planning creates a structure that forces action and ensures that energy is not wasted on randomness. It is the difference between floating and navigating. Let me tell you something about life that most people do not understand. Opportunities appear to those who are prepared. A man dreams of starting a business. One day, a chance meeting occurs. A potential investor, a new client, a mentor who can guide him. If he has a plan, he seizes the moment. If he does not, the moment passes unnoticed and he wonders why success seems to avoid him. Planning positions you to act when opportunity knocks. Without it, you are unprepared, and the universe rewards those who prepare with precision. Consider daily routines. Imagine someone who dreams of losing weight. Without a plan, they eat randomly, exercise sporadically, and wait for results that never come. The dream remains unfulfilled. With a plan, they track calories, schedule workouts, measure progress weekly, and adjust as needed. The same principle applies to finances, relationships, education, and career. Planning converts vague desires into concrete actions that produce tangible outcomes. It is the framework that gives wings to dreams, because without it, dreams are just illusions. Planning also helps manage fear. Many people avoid taking the first step toward their dream because the unknown feels terrifying. A man dreams of writing a book. He wants to inspire, to teach, to leave a legacy. Yet the blank page intimidates him. When he sits down and creates a plan, outlining chapters, allocating writing time, setting deadlines, he transforms fear into clarity. Every step becomes manageable. Planning breaks enormous tasks into small, achievable actions. It removes paralysis and replaces it with momentum. Look at relationship even. Imagine a person who dreams of being a better friend or partner. Without planning, interactions are reactive, sporadic, and inconsistent. Feelings of guilt or disappointment accumulate. With a plan, they schedule time for connection, set reminders to check in, actively listen, and track growth in the relationship. Planning turns good intentions into consistent action that strengthens bonds. It teaches us that dreams are not fulfilled by thought alone. They require deliberate steps executed over time. Sometimes people confuse planning with perfectionism. They say, I cannot start because I do not have the perfect plan. This is a lie that kills dreams. The truth is, any plan executed imperfectly is more powerful than perfect intentions left untouched. You can adjust as you go. You can refine. You can learn through action. Planning is not about predicting the future. It is about directing the present. It converts abstract dreams into tangible outcomes and provides a roadmap when the path seems unclear. Imagine a young entrepreneur dreaming of a social impact project. She wants to change lives, but the scope feels overwhelming. If she waits for perfect conditions, nothing happens. Instead, she breaks the project into phases, creates a budget, identifies partners, sets timelines, and begins with small, deliberate steps. Each completed step builds confidence. Each milestone brings momentum. Gradually, her vision becomes reality. Planning converts overwhelming dreams into achievable sequences of action that build success over time. Dreams alone are beautiful, but action without structure is chaotic. Planning takes the energy, the inspiration, the ideas, and channels them into a series of steps that produce results. It creates alignment between desire and execution. It forces clarity, accountability, momentum, and resilience. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They planned. They understood that dreaming is not enough. They took their ideas, their aspirations, their visions, and converted them into detailed actions that moved them forward daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So many people confuse motion with progress, and this confusion is one of the greatest thieves of potential in the world. They wake up every morning busy, active, moving from one task to another, checking boxes on their to-do lists, attending meetings, responding to messages. Yet at the end of the day, they feel stuck. They feel frustrated. They feel like they are running, but they are running in circles. You see, motion is simply the act of moving, but progress requires direction. Motion without purpose is like a hamster on a wheel. It is exhausting, it is repetitive, it produces nothing but fatigue. Imagine a young man who works 10 hours a day at his job. He answers calls, sends emails, attends meetings, fills out reports. But he has no plan for advancement, no goal for growth, no vision for where he wants to be in 5 years. He goes home exhausted, thinking, I worked so hard today. Yet when he looks at his life, nothing has changed. He has been in constant motion, but there has been no progress. The work he does is busy work. The activity is continuous, but the direction is missing. Contrast this with another young man who works fewer hours but has clear priorities. He knows which tasks will move him closer to his career goals, which projects will enhance his skills, which opportunities will open doors. Every step he takes is deliberate, every action is intentional, every hour is invested. By the end of the day, he may have worked less, but he has achieved more because his motion is guided by progress. Think about students preparing for exams. One student spends hours flipping through books, highlighting pages, copying notes, yet he does not understand the material. He is in motion. Another student studies strategically. She reviews past papers, practices questions, and focuses on weak areas. She may spend less total time than her classmate, but her progress is undeniable. Motion alone produces a sense of activity, but it does not guarantee results. Progress requires focus, prioritization, and purpose. Many people are busy in their personal lives as well. They wake up, rush through routines, check social media, scroll through news, run errands, and fill every moment with activity. Yet when they look back at the week, the month, or the year, they realize that they have achieved little of significance. They have been moving, but not advancing. Motion without reflection, without intention, without measurement is the enemy of growth. Progress is measured by outcomes, by transformation, by the distance you move from where you were to where you want to be, not by how tired you feel at the end of the day. Consider the story of a woman who wants to get fit. She goes to the gym every day, runs on the treadmill for an hour, lifts weights randomly, watches others, follows random exercises she sees online, yet her health metrics remain the same. She is in motion. Now imagine she plans her workouts according to her goals. She tracks calories, follows a strength program, adjusts exercises to improve weak points, measures results weekly. She is still active, but now her motion has direction. Each day brings her closer to her goal. Motion alone is meaningless. Progress comes from focused, deliberate action aligned with clear objectives. Even in business, motion without progress is a trap. Many entrepreneurs stay busy, attending networking events, posting on social media, reading articles, listening to podcasts, yet their revenue does not grow, their influence does not expand, their vision does not manifest. They are moving but not moving forward. Progress comes when every action is measured against a goal, when every task contributes to the outcome, when activity is intentional. Being busy creates the illusion of achievement, but only results prove success. Families experience this too. Parents can be busy running errands, taking children to activities, cleaning the house, Yet without intentional time spent connecting, teaching, or guiding, their relationships may stagnate. Motion without progress produces exhaustion and frustration. Progress comes from purposeful engagement, from intentional investment, from actions aligned with desired outcomes. Many people confuse movement with momentum. Movement is action, but momentum requires direction and consistency toward a goal. Imagine a car spinning its wheels on ice. It is moving, the tires are turning, yet the car does not go anywhere. Momentum requires traction, focus, and alignment. Life is no different. If you are active without purpose, you will tire yourself out while going nowhere. Progress comes from moving with direction, from using energy in ways that propel you closer to your vision. Even small daily tasks require this understanding. If you spend your day checking emails, attending meetings that could have been a single call, running errands without prioritization, you will feel accomplished but stagnant. If you instead focus on the top 3 tasks that matter, delegate what does not, and remove distractions, you achieve far more in less time. Progress is not a matter of activity, it is a matter of effectiveness. Motion without focus is wasted energy. Progress with focus is unstoppable. And think about personal growth, reading books, attending seminars, listening to motivational speeches without application is motion. You may feel inspired, energized, excited, yet nothing changes in your life. Progress requires taking what you learn and applying it consistently. It is action plus reflection plus adjustment. Motion alone is like filling a bucket with holes. Progress fills the bucket and makes it overflow. Life will reward those who act with intention. Being busy is easy. Anyone can move. Progress requires clarity, planning, prioritization, and discipline. Motion gives the illusion of effort. Progress gives tangible results. The difference is visible to everyone. The people you admire are not just active, they are deliberate. They focus on what matters. They invest their energy in areas that move them forward. They measure results and they adjust. Their motion is guided by vision, and that is why they rise while others struggle. Planning creates a roadmap for success, and yet so many people try to navigate life without a map, as if success is a random destination that will appear by chance. They wake up, move through their routines, react to circumstances, and hope that somehow, at the end of the day, something will have changed. But life does not reward hope alone. Life rewards preparation, intention, and strategy. Imagine a traveler setting out on a journey across unfamiliar terrain without a map or compass. He walks, he runs, he climbs, but he quickly realizes that effort alone is not enough. He is exhausted, frustrated, and lost. The map is what provides direction. The plan is what turns motion into progress. Every great achievement begins with a plan, a deliberate design that transforms dreams into reality. Consider a young woman who dreams of starting her own business. She has ideas, she has passion. She even has some initial funding, but she has no plan. She wakes up each day trying different things, reacting to whatever comes her way. She advertises here, meets clients there, reads about strategies online, but her efforts are scattered. After months, she realizes she has made little progress. She is busy, yes, but she is not moving forward. Now imagine the same woman taking the time to create a roadmap. She outlines her goals, identifies her target customers, researches her market, and schedules actionable steps each week. Every decision, every action is aligned with her plan. Suddenly, the chaos disappears. Energy is focused. Each day builds on the last. Each action propels her closer to her vision. Planning does not guarantee success, but it guarantees direction. And direction is the foundation of progress. Even in small, everyday situations, a roadmap is invaluable. Think of a student preparing for exams. Without a study plan, the student reads randomly, focuses on what seems easy, and ignores the areas that matter most. Anxiety builds because nothing feels organized. Results reflect the lack of strategy. Now imagine a student who creates a roadmap, a schedule of study hours, prioritized topics, mock tests, and review sessions. Each day has a purpose. Each step builds toward mastery, and confidence replaces uncertainty. Planning provides a framework, and a framework turns effort into measurable outcomes. Planning is also about vision. Imagine a person who dreams of owning a home. Without a plan, they save money randomly, they invest impulsively, they make purchases without considering long-term goals. Years pass, and the dream feels distant. With a plan, they calculate how much to save monthly, explore options, budget intelligently, and set milestones for down payment, mortgage approval, and furnishing. Each step is deliberate, and each step brings the dream closer to reality. A roadmap takes the overwhelming and makes it manageable. It transforms abstract desires into actionable steps. Sometimes people think planning is complicated, as if it requires perfection or knowing the future. This is a misconception. Planning is not about predicting every detail. It is about creating a guide that directs your decisions and actions. Consider a young athlete training for a competition. They cannot control the weather, the competition, or every obstacle, but they can plan their workouts, diet, rest, and strategy. Each day of preparation aligns with a vision of crossing the finish line, and when challenges arise, the roadmap allows for adjustments while keeping the ultimate goal in sight. Without the plan, effort becomes scattered and momentum is lost. Planning also provides clarity in relationships. Imagine someone who wants to build meaningful friendships or strengthen family bonds. Without a roadmap, intentions are vague, calls are forgotten, quality time is inconsistent, and meaningful connections are limited. With a plan, they schedule time to connect, they set reminders for special moments, and they intentionally invest in relationships. Action aligned with a roadmap produces consistent results, and relationships flourish as a result of deliberate effort. Think about finances. Many people struggle because they lack a roadmap. Income comes in, bills are paid, some is saved, some is wasted. There is activity but no direction. With a financial plan, money is allocated towards savings, investments, debt reduction, and future goals. Each financial decision is purposeful. And wealth begins to grow because action is aligned with a roadmap. Planning transforms uncertainty into control and chaos into strategy. Even personal growth benefits from a roadmap. Attending seminars, reading books, listening to motivational talks without applying knowledge is motion, not progress. When a person creates a plan for personal development, setting goals for skills to acquire, habits to build, milestones to measure, learning becomes actionable. Each day contributes to growth, each effort compounds, and transformation becomes inevitable. The roadmap turns aspiration into accomplishment. Sometimes life throws unexpected challenges. Without a roadmap, obstacles feel insurmountable. With a roadmap, setbacks are manageable. The plan allows for detours, adjustments, and course corrections without losing sight of the ultimate goal. Imagine a young entrepreneur facing a sudden market change. Because they have a roadmap, they can pivot strategies, reallocate resources, and continue advancing. The plan does not remove difficulties, but it provides a structure to navigate them successfully. The most successful people in the world are not just talented or lucky, they are planners. They design their days, weeks, months, and years with intention. Their roadmaps transform dreams into reality because each action is purposeful, each decision is strategic, and each day is aligned with the ultimate vision. Motion without a plan may create activity, but planning creates direction, momentum, and measurable results. Every step taken with a roadmap builds upon the previous step, and eventually, the accumulation of these deliberate steps becomes extraordinary achievement. Commitment to your plan fuels consistency. And yet, so many people fail to realize that the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who remain in struggle is not talent, luck, or opportunity. It is commitment. Commitment is the glue that holds your intentions together, the invisible force that transforms daily actions into extraordinary results. Without commitment, even the best plan remains a piece of paper, a dream unfulfilled, an idea that never materializes. Consistency, the habit of showing up, of doing what is required day after day, flows from commitment. Without it, your efforts are scattered, your energy wasted, your potential untapped. Consider a young man who dreams of becoming a professional musician. He practices whenever he feels inspired, occasionally learning new chords, sometimes experimenting with melodies, but he does not commit to a structured practice schedule. Months pass and his skills improve only slightly. He wonders why his talent is not recognized. Now, imagine another young man with the same dream who commits to his plan. He wakes up every morning at 6, practices for 2 hours, reviews techniques in the afternoon, writes new compositions at night. Even when he feels tired, even when friends invite him to go out, even when motivation falters, he remains committed. After months of this consistency, his skills advance dramatically. His commitment fuels action, and action compounded over time produces results that seem almost magical to those watching from the outside. Commitment is visible in the smallest daily routines. Think of a student preparing for exams. Without commitment, they study haphazardly, skip difficult topics, procrastinate when feeling unmotivated. Stress builds, confidence diminishes, and performance suffers. A student who commits to a plan approaches each day with discipline. They review notes every morning, solve problems consistently, track progress, and address weak areas systematically. Over weeks and months, this consistency turns confusion into mastery, anxiety into confidence, and effort into measurable achievement. Commitment ensures that daily steps, no matter how small, accumulate into progress that transforms the student's life. Even in personal fitness, commitment is the defining factor. Imagine someone who wants to lose weight. They start with enthusiasm, attend the gym for a week, follow a diet plan for a few days, but soon fatigue or temptation causes them to give up. Without commitment, the plan fails. Contrast this with a person who commits fully. They wake up every morning, follow a structured workout regimen, track nutrition, adjust routines, and refuse to be derailed by temporary setbacks. Consistency emerges naturally from this commitment. Small actions, repeated daily, build momentum, and over time, the results become undeniable. A body transformed, energy restored, confidence elevated. These are the products of commitment, fueling consistency. Commitment also protects against distractions. Life is full of interruptions, temptations, and excuses. The uncommitted person reacts to every distraction, drifting further from their goal. The committed person, however, has anchored themselves to a plan. They honor their priorities. They say no to what does not serve their purpose. They maintain focus even when the world around them is chaotic. Commitment creates a filter through which decisions are made, ensuring that every choice moves toward the desired outcome. It turns intention into action, action into habit, and habit into progress. Relationships too are strengthened through commitment. Consider a parent who wants to build a strong bond with their children. Without commitment, they promise quality time, occasionally show up for activities, but inconsistency erodes trust and connection. A committed parent schedules time intentionally, participates in daily routines, listens actively, and maintains involvement even when life is demanding. Consistency in these small actions nurtures deep relationships, shaping the character and confidence of children and leaving a lasting legacy that is far more valuable than any material achievement. Commitment fuels resilience when challenges arise. Imagine an entrepreneur building a new business. Setbacks are inevitable. Funding may fall through. Employees may leave. Competition may intensify. The uncommitted entrepreneur abandons the plan at the first sign of difficulty. The committed entrepreneur, however, remains steadfast. Consistency emerges not because it is easy, but because commitment transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Each problem becomes a lesson, each failure a signal to adjust, each challenge an opportunity to refine the approach. Momentum builds because the commitment does not waver. And over time, these consistent efforts produce results that surpass initial expectations. Even in the pursuit of knowledge, commitment matters. A person who dreams of mastering a new language may dabble in lessons intermittently, forgetting vocabulary, losing fluency, and questioning their ability. Someone who commits creates a structured schedule, practices every day, listens, writes, speaks, and reviews consistently. Progress compounds. Fluency emerges, confidence grows, and opportunities previously inaccessible become available. Commitment turns scattered efforts into exponential growth, proving that persistence guided by a plan is more powerful than raw talent without discipline. Commitment also shapes character. A person who honors their commitments, no matter how small, develops integrity, discipline, and reliability. Friends, family, and colleagues notice. Trust is built. Opportunities multiply. The inner strength cultivated through consistent adherence to a plan is invisible to the eye, but palpable in influence and capability. Consistency powered by commitment is the engine that converts ordinary potential into extraordinary accomplishment. Sometimes life may seem overwhelming. The plan may feel long, the goal distant, obstacles numerous. Without commitment, it is easy to quit. With commitment, each small step counts. 1 hour of focused work, one disciplined choice, one deliberate action every day compounds into momentum. Over weeks, months, and years, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Dreams that lived only in imagination are realized because commitment fuels consistency, and consistency transforms effort into achievement. Even in small acts, the power of commitment is evident. Brushing teeth, exercising, learning, saving money, nurturing relationships. Performed consistently over time, these small actions produce profound results. The person who honors daily routines aligned with a plan becomes unstoppable because the compounded effect of small, committed actions creates a life of impact. Fulfillment and purpose adjustments are necessary, not excuses, and yet so many people confuse the two. Life will not go exactly as you imagine. Circumstances change, opportunities appear and disappear. Challenges arise unexpectedly, and plans must be flexible. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not the absence of obstacles, but the ability to adjust without abandoning the plan. Imagine a young woman who sets out to lose weight. She follows a strict diet and exercise routine, but one day she gets sick and cannot work out. Some people would see this as failure and give up entirely, thinking their plan is ruined. The successful person understands that adjustments are part of the journey. She modifies her workouts, adapts her diet to recovery, and continues her plan with slight changes. She does not make excuses. She makes adjustments because flexibility ensures continuity and progress. Consider a man preparing for an important presentation at work. He has practiced for days, rehearsed his speech, and created visual aids. But on the day of the presentation, the projector fails. Someone unprepared might panic, postpone, or let frustration take over. Someone who understands that adjustments are necessary adapts, delivers the speech using handouts or verbal illustrations, and still achieves the goal. The plan remains intact, but the approach shifts. The key is understanding that change in circumstances is not a reason to abandon your mission. It is a reason to think creatively, act intelligently, and keep moving forward. Even in relationships, adjustments are essential. A young couple may plan to spend every evening together, but work schedules, emergencies, and personal commitments sometimes interfere. They could argue, withdraw, or give up on their goals, blaming life for being unfair. The wise couple adjusts. They communicate more intentionally, schedule quality time when possible, and find ways to connect despite disruptions. The plan to nurture their relationship remains, but the method adapts to reality. Life is rarely perfect, but progress requires flexible strategies that preserve the essence of the plan. Think about students preparing for exams. One student plans to study every night from 6 to 10, but a family emergency interrupts the schedule. Instead of quitting or making excuses, the student reschedules study hours, perhaps waking earlier or using breaks during the day. The plan is adjusted, not abandoned. The consistent progress toward mastery continues because the student understands that flexibility is part of effective planning. Setbacks are not signals to stop. They are opportunities to adapt, learn, and persist. Entrepreneurs understand the importance of adjustments in real time. Imagine a business owner launching a new product. Initial sales are lower than expected, and customer feedback points out flaws. Someone who gives up would say, "My plan failed." Someone committed to growth sees this as an opportunity to adjust pricing, improve the product, or shift marketing strategies. Adjustments are not excuses. They are the engine that keeps a plan alive and relevant. Abandoning the plan altogether because it requires change is what leads to failure, but adapting ensures that the vision stays on course. Even in a turbulent market, even daily routines require adjustment. Consider a person who wakes up at 5 every morning to exercise but catches a cold for a week. Rather than abandoning the goal of fitness, they adjust lighter workouts, home exercises, or alternative activities until they recover. Consistency is maintained because the adjustment preserves the plan. Progress does not come from rigidity. It comes from smart, deliberate changes that honor the goal while accommodating reality. Financial planning is another area where adjustments are vital. Someone may plan to save a certain amount each month, but unexpected expenses arise: car repairs, medical bills, or family emergencies. The unprepared person might abandon saving altogether. The wise person adjusts. Perhaps they reduce discretionary spending, delay some purchases, or find temporary side income. The plan continues, modified but intact. Adjustments keep the vision alive, ensuring that setbacks do not derail long-term objectives. Personal growth also demands flexibility. A person reading a series of self-help books may encounter ideas that challenge their beliefs, requiring them to reconsider habits or attitudes. They could resist change and dismiss the plan as ineffective, or they could adjust the approach, applying lessons gradually, modifying routines, and embracing growth without abandoning the overall goal. Adjustments are part of evolution, not failure. Even in work projects, adjustments are essential. Imagine a team tasked with completing a project by a certain deadline. Halfway through, a key member falls ill or critical software malfunctions. Progress is threatened, but those committed to success adjust responsibilities, shift timelines slightly, or implement alternative solutions. The plan continues forward, intact in purpose though altered in method. Progress depends on this ability to pivot without giving up. Adjustments also build resilience and confidence. When you learn to adapt without abandoning your plan, you develop the skill to face future challenges with courage. Each successful adjustment reinforces the belief that obstacles are not permanent, that flexibility is strength, and that perseverance is always rewarded. Life will not follow your script, but those who adjust intelligently write a story of consistent progress, impact, and achievement. Even small adjustments compound over time. Waking up 10 minutes earlier, taking a different route to save time, tweaking a presentation for clarity, adding a short daily reflection. All are minor modifications that honor the plan while responding to reality. The accumulation of these small, deliberate adjustments produces results that are profound, sustainable, and far-reaching. The person who masters adjustment learns to move with life rather than resist it, to flow without losing direction, and to continue toward their goals even when circumstances shift unexpectedly. Consider a young artist planning an exhibition. Materials arrive late, the gallery changes dates, critics request modifications. The artist could see this as failure, as reason to quit, but instead she adapts, rearranges the schedule, adjusts the artwork display, communicates with stakeholders, and maintains her vision of showcasing her creativity. The plan evolves, but the mission remains intact. Adjustments are not excuses, they are the mechanism that keeps ambition alive, the tool that turns disruption into opportunity, the strategy that ensures continuity despite unpredictability. In essence, life is dynamic, ever-changing, and unpredictable. Those who cling rigidly to a plan without adjustment find themselves frustrated, defeated, and stagnant. Those who abandon plans at the first sign of difficulty surrender their potential. But those who embrace adjustments understand that flexibility is not weakness, it is wisdom. It allows them to navigate life's challenges, to preserve the core of their objectives, and to continue moving forward with purpose, resilience, and clarity. Planning differentiates the successful from the stagnant, and yet so many people believe that talent alone is enough. They watch others achieve greatness and wonder why their own abilities do not produce the same results. Talent without direction is like a car with a powerful engine, but no steering wheel. You have potential, you have energy, but you go nowhere meaningful. The successful understand that talent is only part of the equation. Planning is that converts natural ability into tangible achievement. It is the blueprint that transforms dreams into reality and effort into results. Consider a young musician who is gifted, able to play complex pieces effortlessly, and has a natural ear for composition. He practices when he feels like it, improvises, and hopes that his talent will bring recognition. Months pass, and he finds himself overlooked, unnoticed, and frustrated. Now imagine another musician, equally talented, who writes a plan. He identifies the steps needed to reach his goals, schedules daily practice, records and shares performances consistently, networks with mentors, and seeks feedback for improvement. Talent alone is impressive, but planning turns that talent into progress, exposure, and ultimately success. Even in education, planning separates achievers from those who remain stagnant. Imagine two students with the same intelligence. One studies randomly, cramming before exams, following whatever seems convenient. The other creates a structured plan, a timetable for study, prioritization of difficult subjects, review sessions, and regular self-assessment. The second student consistently progresses, learns efficiently, and achieves high results, while the first student struggles to keep up. Planning focuses effort, eliminates wasted energy, and ensures that natural ability is used effectively to produce measurable outcomes in careers. The principle is the same. A young professional may be highly skilled in their field, but lack direction. They complete tasks as assigned, perform well under supervision, and occasionally shine, yet advancement is slow because their actions are reactive, not strategic. Another professional with similar skills takes the time to plan. Career milestones are defined, skills to acquire are identified, networking opportunities are scheduled, and measurable objectives are tracked. Each action is aligned with a long-term vision. Talent sets the stage, but planning choreographs the performance, ensuring that every step contributes to the ultimate goal. Even in entrepreneurship, planning is what separates the successful from the stagnant. Imagine two individuals with a brilliant business idea. The first starts immediately, reacting to circumstances, improvising, making decisions based on emotion and immediate pressures. Months later, cash flow is inconsistent, operations are chaotic, and progress is minimal. The second entrepreneur creates a detailed plan, target market research, financial projections, marketing strategy, operational processes, and milestones for growth. Each decision is intentional, each action has purpose, and the business moves steadily towards success. Talent to innovate is wasted without a plan to guide execution. Relationships and personal growth also illustrate this principle. Someone may be naturally empathetic, charismatic, and capable of deep connection, yet relationships falter because there is no plan to invest time, communicate effectively, or nurture growth. Another person with the same abilities plans interactions, schedules quality time, sets reminders for meaningful gestures, and intentionally develops communication skills. The difference is visible over time. Planning channels natural abilities into consistent, intentional actions that produce stronger bonds and personal development. Even in sports, the distinction is clear. Imagine two athletes with identical physical gifts. One trains sporadically, reacts to coaching advice inconsistently, and relies solely on raw ability. The other creates a detailed training plan, daily routines, nutrition strategies, recovery schedules, and skill-specific drills. Over time, the second athlete progresses steadily, while the first stagnates, never reaching full potential. Talent may provide a foundation, but planning builds the structure that allows consistent growth and achievement. Planning also transforms ambition into reality, because it converts abstract goals into concrete steps. A person may dream of financial independence, world travel, or publishing a book. Talent may give them intelligence, creativity, or charm, but without planning, these dreams remain distant. With a plan, each goal is broken into actionable steps, deadlines are set, resources are allocated, and progress is tracked. The path becomes visible, and consistent action turns vision into tangible results. Talent without planning leaves dreams unfulfilled, while planning harnesses talent to produce measurable impact. Consider the small examples in daily life. A student with a natural knack for mathematics may breeze through lessons, but fail exams without planning study time for revision and practice. A young cook with extraordinary taste may not open a successful restaurant without planning the menu, sourcing ingredients, training staff, and marketing the business. In each case, ability alone does not ensure success. Planning provides clarity, direction, and structure, converting potential into achievement. Planning also builds resilience and adaptability. Someone talented but unplanned may falter at the first challenge, feeling lost or discouraged. Someone with a plan, however, anticipates obstacles, prepares contingencies, and adjusts strategies without losing focus. The plan acts as a guide, providing stability when circumstances shift and ensuring that effort is productive even in the face of adversity. Talent shines brightest when it is guided by thoughtful preparation. Every success story is built on this principle. The people you admire, the leaders, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the athletes, the scholars, each has talent, yes, but more importantly, each has a plan. They know what to do today to reach their goal tomorrow. They break large ambitions into achievable steps. They prioritize their actions, and they measure progress consistently. Talent gave them the capacity, but planning gave them direction, consistency, and measurable achievement in essence. Natural ability alone is a spark, but planning is the fire that converts it into light and warmth. Those who stagnate often blame circumstance, envy others, or overestimate talent. Those who succeed understand that planning transforms potential into results, chaos into order, and ambition into tangible accomplishment. Without planning, talent drifts aimlessly. With planning, talent moves purposefully, consistently, and powerfully toward fulfillment. Taking ownership of your life is the first step to true freedom, and yet so many people live as if life happens to them instead of because of them. They wake up each day reacting to circumstances, blaming traffic, bosses, weather, government, or other people for where they find themselves. But the truth is, no one else controls your destiny. You are the captain of your ship. Your thoughts, decisions, and actions steer your journey. Imagine a young man who constantly complains about his job, blaming his manager, the economy, or luck for his lack of progress. Every day he arrives at work frustrated, doing the minimum, waiting for something outside himself to change. He does not realize that his destiny is not in the hands of others. The captain of a ship does not wait for the wind to decide the course. He sets the sail and charts the direction. Consider a woman dreaming of starting her own business. She talks about her ideas endlessly, follows trends online, and imagines success, but she never takes responsibility for making it happen. She waits for the perfect moment, the perfect partner, or the perfect amount of money. Meanwhile, life passes her by. Taking ownership means looking at her situation honestly and asking, what can I do today with what I have to move closer to my vision? When she asks that question, she begins to act. She creates a simple plan, identifies small steps, and moves forward. Her plan becomes her compass, guiding every decision and helping her navigate obstacles without drifting aimlessly. Even in personal habits, ownership is crucial. Imagine a young man struggling with health issues. He blames genetics, work stress, or lack of time. He complains about not having energy or the right body, yet he continues the same routines. Taking ownership means acknowledging that his choices, what he eats, how often he moves, how he prioritizes rest, directly affect his outcomes. It does not mean that life will be effortless, but it means he is responsible for steering his own course. His plan for exercise, nutrition, and recovery becomes his compass, keeping him on track even when motivation fades or obstacles arise. Relationships also require ownership. Someone may feel that their friendships, family dynamics, or romantic relationships are not what they want them to be. They might blame others for misunderstandings or lack of connection. Taking ownership means examining how their words, actions, and presence contribute to the relationship. It means proactively creating the environment they desire, communicating clearly, listening deeply, and making consistent effort. The plan for connection becomes a compass that prevents drifting into passive resentment or confusion. The person who owns their life understands that relationships thrive when they take responsibility for their part. Education and career paths demand the same principle. A student may complain about teachers, exam difficulty, or unfair grading, but those who take ownership ask, how can I study smarter, practice harder, and control what I can? A young professional may feel overlooked at work, but taking ownership means identifying gaps in skills, seeking mentorship, volunteering for projects, and intentionally building a reputation for reliability and excellence. Their plan becomes their compass, guiding decisions on what to learn, who to connect with, and how to allocate time. Ownership turns reactive effort into strategic, intentional progress. Even finances are impacted by this mindset. Someone may complain about bills, loans, or lack of opportunities. Taking ownership does not mean denying challenges. It means asking, what can I control today? It might be budgeting carefully, creating a savings plan, exploring new income streams, or learning about investments. The plan is the compass, and every small financial decision steers the ship closer to security and independence. Those who take ownership understand that blaming circumstance never builds wealth, but deliberate action guided by a plan does. Taking ownership also builds resilience. When life presents setbacks, the unowned life reacts with frustration, anger, or despair. The owned life asks, what lesson does this situation offer? And how can I adapt? A young entrepreneur might face rejection from investors or failure in launching a product. Rather than blaming the market, they take ownership, analyze what went wrong, adjust the strategy, and move forward. The plan does not change purpose, but it allows flexibility in approach. The captain of the ship may face storms, but the compass always points the way, reminding them that control lies in their hands. Daily routines also reflect ownership. The person who wakes up and immediately reacts to social media, emails, or external demands drifts through life. The person who takes ownership begins with intention, setting priorities, allocating time for personal growth, work, relationships, and health. The plan becomes a compass that keeps them on course despite distractions, fatigue, or external pressures. Every decision aligns with a chosen destination, and momentum builds because ownership ensures consistency in action. Even in personal development, ownership matters. Reading books, listening to advice, or attending seminars without taking responsibility for applying the knowledge is motion without direction. The person who owns their growth creates a plan, these skills to acquire, habits to build, milestones to measure, and reflection routines to track progress. Ownership transforms learning into transformation, ideas into implementation, and potential into reality. The compass of the plan ensures that action is purposeful rather than passive. Imagine life as a vast ocean. Waves rise and fall, storms appear without warning, and currents can sweep you off course. Those who fail to take ownership drift, tossed by circumstance, waiting for someone else to rescue them. Those who understand that they are the captain of their ship, set their sails with intention, navigate with a clear compass, and make decisions with accountability. The plan does not guarantee smooth waters, but it guarantees direction. Every choice, every effort, every adjustment is aligned with the vision of where they want to go. Taking ownership transforms life from passive survival into intentional, progressive navigation. As we draw near the close of this message, I want you to understand something so simple, yet so profound. Life does not happen to you. It happens because of you. You are the architect of your own destiny, the master of your own future, the captain of your own ship. The storms will come, the winds will blow, obstacles will rise, but it is not the challenges that define you. It is the way you respond, the decisions you make, the plan you follow, and the commitment you hold. The world is full of people who wish, who dream, who hope, but their dreams remain distant because they have refused to take ownership of their lives. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stagnant is not luck or opportunity. It is deliberate action fueled by vision, guided by a plan, and strengthened by consistency. Imagine a young man who wants success in his career. He has talent, intelligence, and ability, but he waits for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect mentor. He watches others climb while he hesitates. Life whispers, "What are you waiting for?" The truth is, the perfect moment will never arrive unless you create it. The successful person does not wait for opportunity. He makes it. He takes ownership, he plans, he acts, and he adjusts along the way. Every setback becomes a lesson, every challenge a stepping stone, and every small action compounded over time produces results that seem almost impossible to those who watch from the outside. Consider the woman who dreams of starting her own business. She is afraid of failure, worried about judgment, unsure of resources. She could let fear paralyze her, or she could take ownership, craft a plan, and start small. She could test, learn, adjust, and grow. Greatness begins not when conditions are perfect, but when you commit fully to your purpose. You see, you are not limited by what you lack. You are limited by your unwillingness to act, by your hesitation to plan, by your refusal to take responsibility for your life. Every successful person you admire has faced storms, challenges, and setbacks. What separates them from the crowd is not luck, but the decision to take control, to plan with intention, to persevere when others quit, and to adjust when life demands it. The young athlete who wins the championship trains even when tired, sacrifices even when tempted, and pushes forward even when discouraged. The entrepreneur who builds an empire fails multiple times, yet each failure becomes a lesson, each obstacle an opportunity, because the plan guides the journey and the commitment fuels the persistence. I want you to look at your life right now. Are you moving without direction, spinning in circles, exhausted but stagnant? Or are you acting with purpose, guided by a plan, consistent in your efforts, adjusting intelligently, and taking full ownership of your destiny? The truth is, you can change at any moment. The power is in your hands. No one else can steer your ship for you. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can decide your outcomes. You are fully capable, fully responsible, and fully able to rise above limitation. Remember these words. The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but life without a purpose. Do not settle for mediocrity when excellence is within reach. Do not wait for someone to hand you your dreams when you can design them yourself. Do not let fear, doubt, or delay steal your potential. Plan with clarity, act with courage, adjust with wisdom, and pursue with consistency. These are the principles that turn ordinary people into extraordinary achievers, dreams into reality, and potential into legacy. Consider the small things, for they shape the big picture. The daily choices, the habits you cultivate, the decisions you make in private, and the effort you put in consistently. All of these compound over time. A simple act repeated with intention becomes a habit repeated with persistence becomes a skill developed over years becomes mastery, and mastery produces influence, impact, and achievement. Your plan is the compass, your actions are the engine, and your commitment is the fuel. Without any of these, motion is meaningless. With all three, greatness is inevitable. I want you to embrace this truth. Life will challenge you, tempt you, and test you. Distractions will appear, setbacks will occur, and others may doubt or criticize you. But you are stronger than circumstance. You are wiser than fear. You are capable of far more than you realize. Every successful person started exactly where you are, faced exactly what you face, and chose to rise above. They chose to take ownership. They chose to plan. They chose to act. They chose to adjust. They chose consistency over convenience. And because of these choices, they achieved what most people only dream about. So when you wake up tomorrow, remember that each day is a gift, a blank page, an opportunity to shape your story. The plan you create today, the decisions you make today, the actions you take today will define the reality you experience tomorrow. Do not leave your life to chance. Do not leave your dreams to luck. Take ownership, commit fully, act with purpose, adjust intelligently, and persevere relentlessly. Your destiny is not somewhere out there. It is here, in your hands, in your mind, in your heart, and in your choices. The world will not hand you greatness. It will not pause while you hesitate. The difference between those who achieve and those who struggle is the willingness to act now, the courage to take responsibility, and the discipline to follow through. The plan you design, the effort you invest, the adjustments you make, and the consistency you maintain will determine whether you drift through life or sail with purpose toward extraordinary achievement. Remember this: success is not the result of luck or chance. It is the product of purpose, planning, action, and persistence. The life you desire, the impact you want to leave, the legacy you wish to create, it is all within your reach if you embrace responsibility, design your roadmap, and commit to the journey. Be intentional, be relentless, be courageous. Be the captain of your destiny, be the architect of your dreams. Be the master of your own story. Every step you take matters. Every choice you make matters. Every adjustment you apply matters. Every action you repeat matters. Start now, plan deliberately, act consistently, adjust wisely, and own your life completely.